Today, I'm watching The Last of Us Season 1, Episode 6. There's only 9 episodes in this first season, so we're definitely getting closer towards the later half of the season. In the previous episode, we met and lost Henry and Sam. From the episode prior, that Kathleen was looking for somebody named Henry. We didn't know who he was, and then unfortunately, Sam was bitten from one of the affected in the previous episode and was killed by Henry. Henry obviously was struggling with the grief and unalived himself. So it's back to just Ellie and Joel as they were able to make their way out of Kansas City and are now walking their way to Wyoming to try and find Tommy. And we're slowly learning more about their backstory, and Sam's character was deaf, so we got to see things in this crazy world from his perspective, and it was such a tough episode. We got to see this crazy attack of the affected and this one like giant one, which was terrifying, and some new sets as well. But they've officially left Kansas City. They crossed the bridge. They're out of town. Hopefully they can find another car, but I don't know how likely that is. I'm assuming the walk is still going to take quite a while, and who knows what else they're going to encounter on the way. And it was just tough to see Ellie make this friend, lose this friend. And, she writes on his little notepad saying, I'm sorry. She thought her blood could heal him. And we know Sam had his own medical issues as well, but it was just a really good episode. But of course, not without horrible, tragedies involved, as seems to be, the theme throughout this entire series. Learning about what happened to the Fedra in Kansas City as well, right before Ellie and Joel got there. I know they're filming season 2 now, and it's definitely getting bittersweet as I get closer to the end of the season, because I'm gonna want to watch more, but I feel like season 2 probably won't come out till it's gonna be sometime next year for sure. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content.
Give me the gun, Henry. Give me the gun. Henry, no!
And the fact that Henry said he never killed anybody until he kills Sam, the one person he loved the most. Oh, we've reached winter. Okay, 3 months later. Interesting. Or they've got to be near the mountains. Yeah, I can see mountains in the background. And I know I've said it before, but I love that this was filmed in Alberta, and obviously mountains are true to the province. I have no idea how long it would take to walk to Wyoming, but it feels far. It feels real far.
Just someone passing through. Take the gun out, 2 fingers only, put it out of reach.
Yeah, Joel's like, I'm not taking any chances, obviously.
The gun's all the way over there. He didn't hurt me, by the way.
Yeah, I got eyes.
Oh, God.
Soup?
Oh.
Yeah, I did. It's cold out.
Oh, wow.
What did I just say?
Joel, come on, there's like 1,000.
Who's this?
I need you to tell us where we are.
If you got a map, why you lost?
Must have missed all the street signs in the enormous fucking forest.
Holy. But you never go past the river here. Ever.
What's past the river?
Yeah, that's not ominous at all.
We never seen who's out there, but we see the bodies they leave behind.
Oh my God, that's grim.
Infected, some not. If your brother's west of the river, he's gone.
Oh no. That's not what he wanted to hear, obviously. He's still gonna go look. There's no way he's giving up.
You don't seriously believe them.
We've lived here a long time. Put that back.
I don't know anything.
Yeah, and that would mean he hasn't heard from Tommy in like 4 months then, at least. Like, it's been a while. Oh no, he's not doing good. What's happened? Having a heart attack?
Okay, are you okay?
I'm fine.
No, but are you? Because just a reminder that if you're dead, I'm fucked.
Said I'm fine.
Is it just a panic attack? Not just, but you know what I mean. At least they gave them some food, which is nice. Or they found another trap, I don't know. But that couple at least seemed like they're warning them. Whether they take the advice, probably not. hope they caught that in real life. Like, we obviously get the Northern Lights up here, so I hope they somehow managed to find it. Maybe it's CGI. It's also very possible.
Yep. So gross.
Yeah, she didn't like the smell of coffee. I don't think she's gonna like that either.
They're quiet. Do what they're told.
Yeah, okay.
Unlike her. Was she hoping, like, in case they get separated, she can find him again?
You know who my favorite is?
Sally Ride.
Sally fucking Ride. Best astronaut name ever.
Yeah, I imagine she would want to just see the world. Like she said, she only knows the QZ, but I think she's also terrified of being separated from Joel.
It's a little late to start wondering.
I tried with Sam.
Tried what?
Oh, my heart. Yeah. Ugh.
I know, it was stupid, but I wanted to save him.
It would have been so great if it would have worked. It would have been like just truly testing out this theory.
Sleep. Dream of sheep ranches on the moon.
Just like, thank you. I probably will. Yep.
The River of Death. Still no people.
It looks so beautiful though. Like all the snow and the frost, like very serene, and yeah. It'd be terrifying to sleep out in the cold like that, but still, it's a beautiful setting.
Damn.
Don't ask me, I don't have a clue.
You know, you could have just made something up. I would have believed you.
She's like, I've had limited experience in the world, so I'm gonna trust most of the things you've said. Yep, there they are. Oh my god, they didn't last 5 seconds. They told you not to do it, and you had to do it.
Last chance for a bullet. If you're infected, he will smell it and he will rip you up.
How is the dog trained to smell affected now? Oh my god, that's grim. Not the pup. Please don't hurt the pup. This can't be accurate, right? But Ellie's been bit, so... Is that a good signal or a bad signal?
Like I said, we'll just move on.
Now her.
And she was just near Sam, like gave him some of her blood. Oh no, oh no. This poor puppy. Joel's having panic attacks, left, right, and center.
What's her name?
Joel.
Do they know Tommy? I mean, I hope so. Doesn't seem to be much out here, so they're gonna need all the help they can get. This location looks very familiar. I'm sure they filmed other TV shows and movies here in Alberta. I'm just blanking on the name right now, like the actual area, but obviously in the mountains. So yeah, I'm definitely curious. I'll have to look up the locations, like the specific ones, after I finish watching.
Tommy!
Oh my god. I didn't think he'd ever, like, I thought the reunion would be maybe the last episode. Oh my gosh, there he is. He's alive. Cheese and rice. Oh, it's been so long. Oh, Joel, my heart. To not know for so long and then to finally see him and that he's okay.
What the fuck you doing here?
I came here to save you.
Looks like he doesn't need saving, to be honest, but obviously he had no idea what was going on. He hadn't heard from him at this point in like months. And now Ellie's like, well, sugar, does he still need me?
There's more if you need it.
Thank you, ma'am. It's been a while since we've had a proper meal.
Actually, I don't think I've ever had a proper meal.
What's wrong with you?
What about her manners?
She was just curious. Kids around here don't usually look or talk like you.
Right.
Oh, and she was on, that's Tara from True Blood, if I'm remembering correctly.
They say that you leave dead bodies around?
Those are the people who tried us.
A bad reputation doesn't mean you're bad.
Not always, at least.
I mean, I get why they would want to be protective, obviously, and I don't know how often they get new people.
Well, Maria is family.
Oh, shoot.
Oh shit. Congrats. Joel, say congrats.
Congrats.
Not what he was expecting, obviously.
Keep this place quiet.
Carefully. Being in the middle of nowhere helps. Not advertising what we have, staying off the radio. House of worship.
That's why he wasn't hearing from him. He was off the radio.
You draw power from a dam.
Got that working a couple years ago. After that, sewage, plumbing, water heaters, lights.
They built this whole little town. Yeah, no kidding. And the sheep.
We've been doing fine.
Well, I'll take Ellie over there if you two.
Joel doesn't seem like that excited, or maybe just wants to talk to Tommy on his own.
Yeah, okay.
And he thought that Tommy needed, like, rescuing, but obviously he's doing just fine, which I don't know if Joel's, like, okay with. Like, he was hoping to go in this big rescue mission.
Christmas trees and bacon. Pretty decent setup.
So how's Tess?
Oh, no. Oh, no, he doesn't. Oh, he's lying.
It's not exactly an easy trip.
It'll be easy for us, seeing as how you can headshot infected from half a mile away, which is a bunch of bullshit.
They're very protective of this place. And for good fucking reason. I mean, folks find out we're up here.
No, I heard.
He's like, yeah, he's like, but you could have called one time to say I'm okay.
We just weren't any good at them.
If you knew the shit that I've been through, Tommy, trying to find you these last few months.
No kidding. Oh my gosh.
Just because life stopped for you doesn't mean it has to stop for me.
Oh gosh, this is not the reunion I think they wanted. Yeah, I thought it was panic attacks, but is he legitimate having a heart attack? Like, what's going on? He's been having health problems this whole episode. Oh no, it looks like Sarah. Oh my gosh.
Oh. Gross. So was this like your job back then or something?
No, I was an assistant district attorney.
Oh, okay. Dang.
I was in jail.
Oh, cool, I guess.
I always liked doing hair, though. Maybe it was a mom thing.
Were those her kids on the sign? Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry about your kids.
It's okay. And kid, just Kevin. Sarah was Joel's daughter.
Which she didn't know, obviously. We only saw the one name.
Well, maybe I'm smarter than Tommy. No offense.
You are definitely smart. Would have made a hell of a lawyer.
Future career.
Now come on. Grab your super fucking eggplant coat.
Where are we going?
The movies.
What? Why are they leaving this place, man? It's like, even in like The Walking Dead, they'd find like a perfectly good place and then have to leave. There's so many kids here, too. Oh my gosh.
Nice. I'm an actor, too.
Yeah?
I'm trying to guess the movie. It's blanking.
Just met Lucy.
What did you tell her?
I was moving into the other room. She seemed to take it in stride.
That's gonna bug me. Let me know what that movie was.
Ellie. She got infected, but she didn't get sick. Tommy. Tommy.
I was wondering if he would tell him. Yeah. And nothing's happened, obviously. Yeah, we know Ellie. Yeah. But what's Tommy gonna do with that information? Like, they've got this little perfect utopia set up.
To save me, 14 years old. Because I was too slow and too fucking deaf to hear him coming.
Oh my gosh. I don't like where this is going.
I smelled something on her. And all I did was stand there. I couldn't move.
I don't know what he would have done, but I understand what he's saying.
I just know that when I wake up, I've lost something.
Oh my gosh. My heart.
Again and again.
You want me to take her?
I'm just gonna get her killed, I know it.
Oh my gosh, no, she would hate that.
Leave her
He can't. That's like her worst nightmare.
to a better world. You're younger than me, you're still strong. You said it yourself, you'll come back. You have to take her.
He feels like he can't protect her. Oh gosh. They've had some close calls for sure.
You can't tell anyone, not even Maria.
Maybe he feels guilty about Tess as well.
They'll shoot her. It's the last thing I'll ever ask of you.
Ellie would be heartbroken. She would go after him immediately. She wouldn't stay. I know he has good intentions, but that's the last thing she wants.
Mr. Garfield, it's Lucy and me. We just came back to tell you.
How does he tell her, like, hey, P.S., we're now not only expecting our own kid, but we're watching after Ellie now as well. And, I mean, maybe having this little, pseudo family would be good for her, some stability. I mean, she's still a kid, but her and Joel have just been through so much together, and I know he's trying his best to keep her alive, and he doesn't feel like he can do it anymore.
That's really all they had to worry about. Boys, movies, deciding which shirt goes with which skirt.
Reading their journals. Yeah, different times, obviously.
What exactly did you hear?
I have to leave her, you have to take her.
Oh my gosh, she heard them.
What are you so afraid of? I'm not her, you know.
He couldn't protect Sarah, now he's worried he can't protect her.
Everybody I have cared for has either died or left me.
Yep.
Everybody fucking except for you!
And now you're leaving.
Tell me that I'd be safe with somebody else, because the truth is, I would just be more scared.
Oh, my heart. Yeah, she doesn't know these people. Like, Tommy knows, but, like, what if he turns her in? Like... Oh.
I sure as hell ain't your dad.
Oh, no. This is not going well.
We're going our separate ways.
Well, frick. This sucks. Poor Ellie. Aw. She's obviously going with him. Like, we saw that coming. Even if he doesn't let her, she's just gonna march. Like, they're gonna have to, like, lock her up, basically, to prevent her. There's no way she's gonna sit here and let him go by himself. She thought he would come say goodbye, I guess. I don't know.
You deserve a choice. I still think you'd be better off with Tommy.
Let's go.
Yeah, she's obviously going. Oh, I'm glad they're not separating. My heart. I'm glad he gave her a choice. Absolutely. Like, I can see both sides of it. Why he's trying to be responsible, leave her somewhere safe. Obviously, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. She would have, pseudo parents to look after her. But you can't break up the band, man. These two have been together through so much already.
General direction?
Head southeast till you hit I-25. It's right off the interstate. Should be hard to miss.
And I definitely didn't think we'd have a reunion between these two, and I didn't think it'd be so short-lived. Like, I thought the season would kind of end with the two of them reuniting, but...
Place for you here.
Yeah, hopefully they come back at some point. Yeah, I hope this is their end game. They could do what they need to do with Fireflies, and hopefully they could come back here at some point.
What's up?
I mean, at least he knows Tommy is safe. Like, he was worried, he was in some radio tower. Like, who knows what would have happened to him, but Tommy seems to be doing just fine for himself. So I think Joel can put his ease at mind for that one thing at least, and...
Wide right. You're flinching.
The target's too small.
He's teaching her to shoot.
Gentle, steady, nice and slow.
You gonna shoot this thing or get it pregnant? You dick.
Is She's like, what can I say? I've had a little practice. It's just put asshole on it. Oh my god.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we were cool. Everybody loved contractors.
Yeah, she'd have no idea about this world. Like, she had the journal and was learning more about it, obviously. But still, like, she knows obviously very little about Joel.
Okay, so if you mess up your fourth down, then you give the ball to the other.
Teaching her about football.
Well, how about that? Made it in 5 days.
Easy days. I don't know what Tommy was so afraid of.
Why do they always say that? Yeah.
What does that mean?
Team mascot. It's kind of sheep.
Oh, see? One step closer to your dream.
And finding themselves as anything else. Figuring out what they wanted to do with their lives.
What they wanted to do with their lives.
She's like, I'm just trying to get through today.
Sheep ranch, actually. I mean, if the deal is I can do anything.
That's the deal.
Well, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a singer.
Oh, okay. Interesting career.
Are those monkeys?
Must be from the old labs.
Oh god, that's horrible.
Guard stations.
No guards.
Every time they try and take her somewhere, it ends badly. What's plan, like, F at this point? You know, it was the State House, it was Bill and Frank's, Tommy, now the Fireflies. It's not looking promising. I don't have high hopes that this is going to end well. Everything is destroyed, and yeah, it looks... Oh my god. Oh. Oh, what's happening? Oh god. Oh, frick. Oh, okay. Don't pull it out. Why do they always pull it out? Cheese and rice. Oh, great. Now we've got to worry about Joel being stabbed in the gut. Looks like a very rusty something. You gotta get out of there. No kidding. Oh my god. Should have taught Ellie some triage. That's our go-to move, is the old look behind and shoot. Oh my gosh. Even when Joel was attacking that guy, it looked like a struggle. Like he was not... No, and Joel is looking very pale. Oh god, I don't like this.
I can't fucking do this without you. I don't know where the fuck I'm going. What the fuck I'm gonna do. Joel.
We can't lose him like this, right? Like, come on. Don't do this to me.
Please.
Come on, they're not gonna end like that. Oh my god, come on, man, you're killing me. Frick! Frickety frick! So it's my first time watching The Last of Us Season 1, Episode 6. The show just keeps getting better and better as the episodes go on, and I don't know if they knew at the time there would be a Season 2. I know Season 2 is currently in production, but I feel like that's the only thing that's holding out hope that Joel would be okay, is that there is a Season 2 coming. Again, maybe they do a giant time jump, maybe it's completely different characters, I don't know, but... that's the only thing where I'm like, I hope he's okay. Obviously, there are many reasons why he would not be. Like, it's not a good situation. He's stabbed in his stomach. Like, they're nowhere near any kind of medical facilities. Ellie has, I'm assuming, very limited knowledge about how to take care of this. And she's also by herself and a kid. And, like, this would be terrifying. And... you know, we know Joel was already having some, I'm assuming those were panic attacks, and he talks to Tommy about them as well. And, you know, just the fear creeps in. He says, like, basically just gets so overwhelmed by this fear, he seems like his heart's going to stop. Like, the first time I thought he was having a heart attack, but as they continued, it definitely looked more like the symptoms of a panic attack. And when he's lying in the snow, like, he could very well pass away. Please no spoilers. I'm hoping he doesn't, and especially since he's one of the main characters. Again, anything is possible. This show has shown us that, you know, time again with, we meet a character, it passes away. We meet a character, they pass away. So, I mean, anything is possible. I'm really anxious going into the next episode. I hope that Joel is okay, and just to see Ellie's, heartfelt, teary, like, I don't know what to do without you. Like, I don't know where I'm going. Like, she doesn't have the skills that Joel has, even if Joel is losing confidence in himself and his ability to protect Ellie, and him trying to leave Ellie with, Tommy and Tommy's wife Maria, and they're expecting a baby as well. And, they had this whole like little community set up with everything that, she would have showers and food, and, there was other kids there, and they had like a school. And he does tell Tommy about Ellie's, condition, that she's, the cure basically, and she's immune to all of these things. What Tommy ends up doing with that information, time will tell, but Joel was willing to leave her behind, and then the next day says, like, you should be able to choose. Obviously, she's going to choose him. And I like that he gave her that choice, because she's not 5 years old. Yes, she is a younger person, but I think they've been through so much at this point. She should be able to have a little bit of say in where her fate is, and maybe that decision will end up backfiring, because obviously they're in a pretty big predicament right now. And yeah, he wanted to go try and find the Fireflies, but obviously I feel like every time they go and try and, they go to the State House, that it doesn't end up working. They go to Bill and Frank's, that doesn't work. Now they're going to the Fireflies. I mean, obviously they don't know that until they get there, but it feels like every time Joel tries to take Ellie somewhere to leave her, it backfires. And yeah, maybe it would have been the best decision to leave her with Tommy, but I feel like she's too strong-willed. She would have just bolted the second she could have. Even if he would have left, she would have gone after him, and then who knows what would have happened. She would have been out there on her own. I fully believe that she would have just ran away the second she could to go after him, because even she says to him, like, everybody's left or died. Like, she's so young, but still has experienced so much. And yes, I know Joel has also experienced a lot, but I think because she's younger, I think he doesn't necessarily diminish that, but he's just had so much. And she learns about Sarah in this episode as well, which she obviously had no idea, and she can kind of start to make sense of it. And even them being in the woods for 3 months together, he never brought it up once. And I feel like this episode was finally Joel, cracking that shell, opening up to Ellie a little bit. They were talking the whole time. Every time we had shots of them in the wilderness, they were talking, and usually it's just Ellie talking and Joel kind of like, okay, whatever, kid, or like, oh, you never seen a monkey before, like that kind of banter. But this was genuinely like, let me tell you how football works, and let me tell you what contractor was and what I did for work. And he's genuinely opening up, and I think he liked it. Like, I think he liked having somebody to talk to about that stuff and things he probably hasn't thought about in so long, because he's just been focusing on surviving and focusing on finding Tommy, and like just only one problem at a time. And now he's like, oh yeah, we used to do this, and like this used to be a thing. And just Ellie's overall amazement, and even when they're out in the wilderness, she can't stop looking at the sky. She's like at this beautiful scenery, and she's just fascinated by the moon and the stars and the northern lights. And she grew up obviously in Fedra, and a very contained, isolated, little section of a city, and to be out in the wilderness now, and they run into winter, which is going to bring a whole set of problems with the snow and the ice and cold, obviously. They were able to get some nice jackets, some warmer jackets when they meet Tommy, but still, like, you're battling those elements as well. And I like that they include those human elements. I don't know if they're in the game, but I've never played the game, but the fact that we get to see, Ellie reading a journal and kind of, getting new clothes, because I find in a lot of movies just in general, like especially dystopian films or zombie films or anything like that, they never talk about clothes, or they never talk about survival or like showering. Like they just, they're obviously focusing on other things, but this, I like that they include those things. Like these are still people, they would still enjoy, some new clothes because they've been wearing the same ones for months on end. And just those little details that help, I think, the audience relate to the characters as well, and just be like, oh, when she's reading the journal talking about like boys and clothes and movies, she's like, this is what they were worried about. And, obviously a very, very different time that Ellie has never experienced. So she's just struggling to relate to them because her world is so different, and the things she's worried about are so vastly different compared to the people who were living in this house before. Maria, I'm blanking on the actress's name, but I definitely feel like she was Tara in True Blood, if you've ever seen that series. Obviously we have the reunion between Tommy and Joel, and I'm so glad glad that that group, the dog smelling, I was worried what was going to happen with Ellie, especially after everything that just happened. I guess it had been 3 months with her and Sam, but who knows, like, what they could smell, like what kind of system this dog has. But luckily they were able to get in and find Tommy, and the reunion itself kind of felt like, oh, there he is. Like, it wasn't very, like, cinematic or anything like that. It was just kind of like, oh, there he is, right over there. But, them embracing and hugging and then fighting. But I wasn't expecting Joel to leave so soon. We know he obviously wants to get to the Fireflies, but and I've seen it before in shows where they find this, like, perfect little utopia that has everything that they could ever need, and then they somehow decide to leave, these situations to go to search for something else. I don't know what they would do with Ellie in this place. Like, if there was a doctor, obviously the Fireflies have a much bigger connection, and they're able to, they obviously had doctors, they had medical supplies. We saw all that stuff, when they went into this university, but where is everybody? Did they all go to Salt Lake City? Is that where they're going to try and go now? I mean, obviously everything that's happening with Joel, if he dies, is Ellie going to make it on her own? If he's just, wounded, like, he did not look good. He looked very pale. He was bleeding, obviously, a lot. And I don't know how Ellie's going to save him on her own, what that's going to look like. And he was already talking about how he feels weak. And when that guy attacks him, Joel is trying his best to fight back, but it also takes a few tries. Like, he does end up killing that guy, but it's not quick. It's not smooth. Like, he's like, I didn't get, okay, let me try again. Like, it was clumsy for sure. And, Joel's confidence isn't there. He's, says, like, his brother's younger, like, you're stronger still, you can do this. And obviously it'd be a very hard life for Joel, a very physical, and, not always having enough food or sleep or all these things that you need to stay healthy. And clearly it's catching up to him after 20 years, as it would with anybody. And, Ellie even making fun of him, calling him an old man. But I think those two, this episode solidified the bond between Ellie and Joel. Ellie could have stayed. She could have said, no, I don't need you anymore. I'm good here. But she would rather be with Joel facing the unknown than stay somewhere safe. So I think that really says a lot. And even though he's not her father, and they have that big fight where he, I think said some hurtful things, and I'm sure he regrets that. And maybe that's why he decides to give her a choice the next day. But, he's dealing with his own stuff as well. And they've kind of formed this, pseudo father-daughter bond. And I think, this episode really, really solidified it. We see them opening up and bonding a lot. We obviously had a new set in this episode as well. I have to look up the name of the town because it looked so familiar. And them, they said 300 people were living there at the movie theater, and just all of these elements. It just looked, perfect, for lack of better words. They had electricity from the dam, and they were so far away from anything that they weren't really worried. Like, obviously when they apprehended Joel and Ellie, they were very, very cautious, but as you would be, you don't want new people coming in and getting everybody sick. But maybe they'll outgrow that space eventually. But it just seems like, for 7 years they've been building this up, and Tommy obviously, has this relationship with Maria now. I love that we got to see more of this beautiful, Alberta background as they're walking through the mountains and the snow and, the northern lights. It was just, the shots of the silhouette of the horse, riding along. It was just so beautiful and just really captured, that essence. I think the shots of them alone in the wilderness, even though the city has its, unique beauty to it as well, the shots of them in the wilderness feels like a literal breath of fresh air. You're like, okay, you can breathe, you're on your own. And it's always when they have to encounter people in those situations, the affected are rarely out that far. We see Joel talking in his sleep, and he even brings up to Tommy that he feels like he's lost something, and, he's mumbling in his sleep, and he's worried that he can't protect Ellie. And again, she brings up, like, his daughter, Sarah, and I'm sure a piece of him feels like he failed Sarah and now he's going to fail Ellie, and he doesn't want to repeat himself, and he wants to protect her as much as he can. And to hear him bring up those insecurities, I think we wouldn't have those moments if it wasn't for Tommy. I don't know who else he would confide in that. And the fact that, Tommy could have just picked up the radio one time and said, I'm fine. Like, you don't have to tell him where you are. He's like, oh, they're very secretive. It's like, yeah, I understand. But Joel's like, I'm your brother. You could have at least given me a heads up so I know you were safe. Like, the whole reason that they started this crazy journey was to try and find Tommy. And like, I'm here to rescue you. Tommy's like, yeah, I'm good. Like, I don't need you. Like, I've figured it out. And I'm sure that was a relief for Joel as well, but also I think maybe mentally had been preparing to go into a horrible situation. Or even with that couple in the beginning, they're saying, the Death River, basically, that if you go over there, you're going to die. And that's probably what this community wants as well, is this reputation so that people stay away. But Tommy was perfectly fine. And I think if the situation had been reversed, would Tommy have gone after Joel, and, Joel going through all of these things just to see his brother, well fed, clean clothes, roof over his head, and worried if he was infected, worried if he was, dead, all of these other possibilities just would have been agony. So I'm glad he at least knows what Tommy's, life is like now. Overall, I thought it was a really good episode. I'm glad we finally had that reunion between Tommy and Joel. Like I said, I thought it would be the last episode they would have this reunion, and that would kind of be how we end the season. But here we are. I hope Joel and Ellie can make it back to this place at some point. Obviously, the Fireflies aren't where they said they were. Is Joel alive? Is he dead? It wasn't looking good. Is Ellie going to be able to save him? Are they going to try and go to Salt Lake City next? What are their next steps? I feel like this whole season they've been on kind of this, trajectory of, okay, get Ellie here, or do this, go find Tommy. And that was kind of their, forward momentum. And now I'm like, I have no idea what you're going to do. Are the next 3 episodes just going to be trying to save Joel? Is it too late for Joel? Are we going to do, a big time jump again? Is it going to be, 5 or 10 years in the future with Ellie dealing with everything on her own? I have no idea. Can she make it back to that camp to see Tommy? Lots of questions, I know, but it just such an intense ending for an episode with one of our main characters in trouble like that, and not a lot of support. Realistically, it doesn't look good for him. I'm holding out hope because he is a main character. It's a TV show, video game, season 2. I'm hoping those things are kind of, gonna come into play and that we can keep Joel around, but yeah, I can't imagine how Ellie would feel if things go badly for him. I'm glad we got to see this cool new set and, to meet Maria and learn a little bit more about her backstory. Obviously, Ellie knows about Sarah now as well. Joel's finally opening up. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. I have no idea how long it would take to walk to Wyoming, but it feels far. Was she hoping, in case they get separated, she can find him again? She's like, I've had limited experience in the world, so I'm gonna trust most of the things you've said. Come on, they're not gonna end like that. Teaching her about football, reading their journals. They've got this little perfect utopia set up.